back in 2019 when whenever they first dropped the rankings for the new 2023 high school basketball class, Mikey Williams was ranked as the 3rd best player in his class. And if you guys remember too, my boy Mikey Williams in that specific moment in time, I ain't gonna lie, he was essentially the king of the world. We had never seen a 13, 14-year-old kid do the types of things that this man was doing, putting other kids on posters and stepping over him, averaging over 30 points a game with zero effort, getting praise from the GOAT LeBron James himself. And if we're gonna keep it a bean, keep it a buck, Mikey Williams being ranked as the 3rd best player in his class, ain't gonna lie, it was kind of surprising and confusing to a lot of people out there, considering the type of buzz that Mikey did have in that specific moment in time. Now that was back in 2019 when Mikey Williams was a young buck. He was 14 years old, couldn't drive, couldn't get a job legally, was probably playing Fortnite or something like that, just doing normal kid things. But now it is the year of 2023 and the new ESPN rankings officially dropped, and Mikey is now currently ranked as the 34th best player in his class, and he has officially dropped every single year that these new rankings have been released. And man, ever since these new rankings just came out a few days ago, let's just say my boy Mikey, man, I don't think my boy has some good things to say about these new rankings. So guys, boom, it's gonna get straight into this video. Now, if you follow high school basketball and if you follow the king himself, Mikey Williams, I think we all know by now that Mikey Williams is essentially a rapper inside of a high school player's body. And he even said it himself, most rappers want to be basketball players and most basketball players want to be rappers. Coincidentally, Mikey Williams, he does both. And I ain't gonna lie, he's actually not too bad at making music himself, but why does this conversation even matter? Once again, like I said, the new ESPN rankings just dropped, and this is definitely one of the lists that I've seen where a lot of people out there are just, I feel like people are just completely done with ESPN and their way of ranking these types of players. There's so much politics behind certain risers and droppers, and Mikey Williams being dropped is definitely the one that everybody is questioning who is running these rankings. ESPN rated Mikey as the 34th best player in his class. And in other words, it essentially means that 33 players are better than Mikey Williams in high school in the entire country. And yes, I know guys, obviously from the outside looking in, to be the 34th best player out of millions of kids out there in high school, it's definitely a blessing, don't get me wrong. But whenever you do take a closer look at Mikey's situation, considering just how well he's been playing all year after his questionable transfer, and now he's outplayed some of the guys that are actually ranked above him, I ain't gonna lie, things just do not add up, at least to me personally. Throughout the entire season, Mikey Williams has not scored less than 11 points in a game. Out of 18 games played so far this season, Mikey Williams has scored more than 20 points 12 times, meaning over half the games that this man is playing, he's going to score over 20 points at least. And he's also currently averaging 25 points a game and damn near 10 assists. Against every ranked team that Mikey has also played against, he's not scored less than 21 points. He's making his teammates better, and he's currently the 2nd leading assist maker in the state of California as I'm recording this video, and he's also one of the top scoring players in the state of California as well. Guys, you watching this video, ESPN 24/7, whoever has watched this video, what more, or essentially what does Mikey Williams have to do physically to not drop in these rankings? Because like I said, this is slowly starting to become a trend, and he's slowly trickling down ever since these rankings initially came out back in 2019. You guys know, all the OG subscribers on this channel, let me know down below if you're an OG subscriber. You guys know what I was saying back in 2019, 2020, when these rankings first dropped, and whenever we first kind of started to hear a little bit about Mikey Williams. I ain't gonna lie, me and Matt Be Great was doing this before everybody. But like I said, Mikey Williams back in the day, I used to say it all the time, he was overrated. He wasn't showing up against good teams. He was getting exposed. He was playing too cool for school. He doesn't play defense. He wasn't doing a lot of things, and I was just keeping it a bean and just being 100% about Mikey Williams and his game. And honestly, everything that I was saying back then, in my personal opinion, was definitely facts, and it was definitely justified with no question. At that specific moment in time, he never played with other stars on his high school team. He was essentially the star of the show. And then whenever he transferred to Lake Norman Christian to play with Trey Green. In his sophomore year, he learned how to play off the ball, and he learned how to affect the game in other ways besides scoring, and he did that. Same thing whenever he teamed up with Trey Parker in his junior year at Vertical Academy. And you got to understand, going into these situations, these were things that Mikey Williams was just not accustomed to. And yes, at the beginning, he was struggling, but he had to learn how to adjust his game, and that's exactly what he did. If you guys also remember, in those summer Adidas circuits that he was playing in, yes, he was struggling to get a bucket to do a lot of things. He was packing arenas, he was getting in fights, he was just going crazy overall. But now, over the past few years, right now, you watching this video, me, anybody, Stevie Wonder, we can all see that Mikey Williams has definitely progressed year after year after year. And like I said, you guys know how I felt about Mikey initially, but now that he's a senior, I feel like we can all agree that everything has finally came into fruition for Mikey, and he's definitely easily one of the most underrated players in high school, in my personal opinion. I've been said it. He does little things that people just do not understand, and he has traits that are going to transfer over to that next level. His shooting ability, his IQ, his playmaking, his shot creation, so many things offensively that will make him successful later in his career. And as stated multiple times in this video, I genuinely have no idea how in the hoop Mikey Williams continues to drop, and it just does not make any sense to me. Now, I wasn't the only person who felt this way. Mikey Williams himself, he was insanely frustrated, and this man went to social media and let his emotions get the best of him. I ain't gonna lie, I don't condone this behavior, but we're gonna talk about it. As seen from the screenshots at the beginning of the video, look at what this man Mikey had to say. My boy Mikey said Paul got laced. I ain't gonna lie, man, this one, in my opinion, I feel like this one went a little bit too far. There's absolutely no way Mikey, as mature as he is, should be saying anything like this to a guy of that stature. And that's the thing, I don't even believe it was Mikey that was typing these words. I actually think he got hacked. I don't believe it. And then a few hours later, he went on to call him a bum, how Paul has never hooped in his life. He's been torching all the players that are ranked above him, all this. I ain't gonna lie, some of the stuff he was saying was facts. Mikey has been doing this. The proof is in the pudding. Go look at the numbers. You can't say that Mikey Williams is not showing up whenever it matters most. You got to understand, all these guys ranked above Mikey, a lot of the teams that they play on, they all team up and transfer to play on the top teams in the nation and whatnot. Mikey Williams, he's playing with what he's got at a regular schmegular high school, and he's making the best of his situation. I've always said it since day one. I personally like high school better. I would rather sit here and watch a high school basketball game any day over a prep game any day of the week. The games are better, there's more passion, you're doing it for your city, the whole thing. But sometimes, yes, sometimes I will admit, it's not too bad to go to a prep school if you want to show these recruiting gurus and the ESPNs, the 24, that you have what it takes to be a top player in the country and you can compete in the best conferences. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing to go to a prep school, I'm not saying that. But like I said, sometimes you got to take a step back and look at all the top players that are ranked above Mikey. A lot of these guys do go to prep schools, and it's as simple as that. I just think that it's the team that Mikey Williams is on. I know these recruiting sites are going to say that Mikey Williams is losing, his team is losing, and this and that, but guys, no, this is not team rankings. These are player rankings. Mikey Williams does not have no big, respectfully. He doesn't have a point guard, respectfully. He doesn't have nobody on that team, respectfully, besides JJ Taylor, who I generally have no idea how he also dropped, but that's another video for another day. Guys, this whole situation is kind of a mess and it's a little bit of hoopla, but at the end of the day, this stuff and these rankings they really don't matter if we're gonna keep it a bean. It's all entertainment. What you do on that next level whenever you get to college, if you're invited to combines and whatnot, all that stuff, that's what matters. Mikey, if you're watching this video, I genuinely believe you have what it takes to stay focused. Make sure you are ready for college and how teams are going to game plan against you, and they're going to be coming at you every single game because you are Mikey Williams. I hope you understand that. And I genuinely believe that you have what it takes to play up to that level and outplay a lot of these guys. You just gotta let your game do the talking. I'm telling you, do not worry about none of this BS going on. Mikey, you will be fine. But guys, I have a lot of other special videos planned for you guys within these next few months. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoy high school basketball content and just juicy topics like this. These videos definitely take a lot to do and edit and do all that. So if you guys can smash that like button, it helps the channel out in so many ways you guys have no idea. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram too at JuiceMadeHoops. Join the free Discord where we're simply just talking about basketball and just having a great time in general. And yeah, with all that being said, guys, thank you for watching. And it's been an episode of Juice Made TV. Peace.